What's going on, man? Welcome back to the basement. I'm Ron, and we are gathered here today for another high stakes $350 draft over on the NFC. I figured, I gotta be honest, this was not planned, but we were in a spot where today's video, oh geez, we're literally fogging up in the glasses right now. I can't even see what you guys are saying just yet here. But today's video went out much later than anticipated, so I figured, we'll do a late night stream because I don't know. This is behind the fourth wall here, but I wanted to give it enough time in the algorithm before we stream. So I figured if we're gonna do a late night stream, we might as well do it big. So we're out here in a high stakes draft. Let me just get everything set up for you guys, and then I'll say what's good to everyone that's in here, commenting. Leave a like, subscribe, all of that good stuff. Let's get my face in here. We are scrambling ever so slightly right now, just to be honest. All right, here we go. Of course, we're going to be using my own rankings over on the Patreon, patreon.com/Ron Stewart. There should be a link in the description and the live chat down below if you guys are interested in those. I use them in every single home league draft, high stakes draft, everything you could possibly imagine. This is a $350 draft. High stakes, full PPR. We have a pretty shitty spot in the 12 spot, but it's not too bad because it's third round reversal. So we'll get a value at the 301 most likely. So we'll see what happens. Very excited. I will say we're going to kind of keep our cards close to the vest here because these streams, I hate to say it, fellas, these streams are getting so big that now the people in these drafts watch these streams, which I guess is like kind of fine, but it is certainly ever so slightly annoying to deal with. So not going to try and, expose myself and say who I'm targeting or what I want at the turn, but we'll talk on the clock. We have the turn pick as well, so it's not like I'll be, there's going to be players that have no chance making it back, and we'll kind of discuss that. But hoping we get two values here. We'll see if anything falls our way. If not, we're looking at a pretty brutal pick here at the turn. Nothing too crazy so far, right? Chase, Jefferson just went off the board. Bijan, Brees went. Amon-Ra St. Brown before the two running backs is uncommon, but nothing too crazy. There goes A.J. Brown. Alrighty. Let's see what comes back here. Yikes, 12 is tough. Yeah, I agree. Where did I put this? Oh. Damn it, there goes Garrett Wilson. I would have loved Wilson. Let's see. There goes Drake London. So we got lucky that we're at least going to get Puka. So we're for sure going to get Puka here. Man, this might be a Jonathan Taylor pick, fellas. It really might. I think that's exactly how this is going to go. I'm not opposed to Jonathan Taylor. I'm just not crazy about it. That's kind of what I'll say here. Which I got 21 seconds to kind of think this through. I should have really had an answer in my head for how we're going to play this, but yeah, I think it's going to be Jonathan Taylor. I don't have a Jonathan Taylor team yet. Yeah, all right, we'll go Puka. I was really hoping for Puka and Garrett Wilson here, but I knew that was a absolute dream. Man, you could talk me into another receiver here, but there's just no other receiver I want. I'm not taking Gibbs in this spot at this point. Yeah, no, you can't talk me into a different receiver. So we're going to go Taylor. This is actually my first Jonathan Taylor team, my first Puka team as well. So pretty fun. We'll see if we get any values to come back to us at the 301. Already not off to a fun start is what I would call it. Wait until I tell you about my RTS draft. I'll be honest with you, Henry. I was actually looking at RTS today. I might do one. Don't hold me to it, Henry. I was looking at it today because I was like, I honestly was debating doing a high stakes draft today. I was like, maybe I should do one. I'll be honest, fellas. Like, I know that I was upset last year because I thought we did too many. Last year we did like 26. Right now we are at like 8. And my goal is to be at like somewhere in that like 15 to 16 area. I did the math. Even if we did one like every other day from now through kickoff, we would be at like right at 15 or 16. So I don't want it to look like I'm out here rattling these off like crazy. But we're making good time here. So I was like, man, maybe I want to do it. And then I saw the only NFC one open was 10 p.m. And I was like, that's pretty late. And then of course, like it kind of just ended up working out. But if I was going to do a 9 p.m. draft, I was actually going to do RTS today. Because that's honestly why I ended up doing so many FFPC 350s last year. It's just because they have a 9 p.m. time slot. NFC doesn't have a 9 p.m. time slot. If I'm being honest with you guys, my like perfect ideal time slot for a high stakes draft would be 9 p.m. All right. Just because I don't know that it's not too late, like especially for like a weekday. It's not too late. It's not too early. Get some late night vibes, but then I'm not getting out of here at like midnight. But how are we, man? How are we? I didn't say what's up to you guys. We got LBJ in here. We got Larry in here. Yeah, smash the like button. Why not? Why not let it fly? We're going to try not to take players, like a bunch of players we've already taken. We're about like halfway right now in terms of where we're at in getting these high stakes drafts in. So I'm done drafting the same, we have a lot of Nico. I'm trying to think like what else we have a lot of, but Nico's really it. I guess it would be like some of the rookie receivers, but I'm not cooling off of them. Said love the secrecy and at the bookend place you have plenty of time to discuss picks after. Yeah, exactly. We'll be good. We'll be good. Honestly, in that early round strategy video we talked about today, like in terms of my my ideal picks at this turn, I would have loved two of Puka, Garrett Wilson, AJ Brown. I don't think AJ Brown will ever get there, but Garrett Wilson, Puka would have been special. I'm still yet to get a Garrett Wilson team. I do want to aim for one soon. We'll definitely be trying. That guy's a moron taking London in the first round. Hey, I'm thankful for it. I'm thankful. I would have loved a Jonathan Taylor first round pick, a Saquon Barkley first round pick. That would have done us really nice. We got some super chats. I will say, PSA, we're in a $350 high stakes draft. So I will say at the turn, I will have time to definitely like give you guys a decent answer. But I will say a lot of the times you guys ask me questions that would be better answered over on the Patreon. And then sometimes you even super chat more dollars than what a Patreon subscription would be. So I just want to put that out there. And I will say again, like it's going to be in a high stakes draft. It won't be as thought out as usual. So just want to put that out there. I do appreciate the super chats, but they also do not make me rich or anything, is what I'm trying to say. There goes Cup. Let's see. I got a couple of ideas of what I want to do at this turn. Well, I'm going to answer super chats once we're done with this turn. Damn, nothing crazy's falling back to us. You could talk me into Kyron, but I'm not crazy about Kyron. Just because I'm starting to spook away. I'm starting to chill out on. I do draft teammates fairly often. I wouldn't hate it with Kyron, but I also wouldn't mind a receiver instead. There goes Neighbors, man. So if you want Neighbors, you have to pay up for him. So now we're on the clock here. Let's see what we can do. You could talk me into Kyron. You could talk me into Debo. I haven't had any Debo yet this year. I do like Kyron, but do I want two running backs up top? Do I want two players on the same team? I think for me it comes down to Debo versus Kyron. I can't do Nico again. I can't. I'm going to go Debo. I'm going to pass on Kyron. I'm going to pass. This is a 3 wide receiver, 1 PPR league, or full PPR league. I don't know why I said 1 PPR. You could have talked me into Kyren. You could have talked me into Nico. I don't know. I haven't taken Debo in a while in these drafts. I did just feel like, why not take him? We already have a Kyren team. I figured, why not? People wanted Pacheco there. You could have talked. I don't know. I'm not. If I was going to go running back, it was going to be Kyren. But I have been wanting to cool off a little bit on taking so many teammates in these drafts. Yeah, Kyren's a good pick. But I'm fine with Debo. These are 3 players I haven't drafted yet, so that's always fun. Pacheco over Kyren is dumb. Yeah, I can't get there. I cannot get there. Again, I would prefer Debo to Pacheco as well. I mean, I love DJ Moore. I just can't do him over Debo. Debo's a pretty damn good pick, especially in these tournaments where he has such a high weekly ceiling. James Cook was the play there? No. Not at the 301, my boy. Not at the 301. I don't think so. Why is Pacheco dumb? Pacheco's not dumb. I just personally, if it was a running back there, it was going to be Kyren. Pacheco in these drafts will also fall. I will say these are decently wide receiver heavy. Like, there's a chance, like you just said, James Cook. Like, there's a small chance that James Cook makes it back to us. I don't really think so, but like the 3rd round reversal, some pretty unique combos. Yeah, exactly. I like it too, man. I know people are not huge fans of 3rd round reversal, but this year, where people are taking guys like Drake London at the 111, and, you know, Gibbs is hurt, and it's pretty ugly at the turn, man. Let's see. We got 2 super chats so far. Appreciate the super chat, Kevin. You said you have the 6th pick in PPR, 2 wide receivers, 2 flex, full PPR. Your league already chatting about not taking CMC in the first 5 picks. Yeah, if he gets there in the at 6, you sprint to the podium, my friend. The 111, would you rather Wilson and then Kyren or Jameer than Puka? Wilson and then Kyren, but even better than Wilson than Kyren would be Wilson and then Puka. But if it's like a 2 wide receiver, 1 flex, and you're scared about missing out on a running back, I could see doing Wilson and Kyren. That's fine to me. Pacheco's still on the board. Ayuk goes. Ayuk's been sliding in these, so that's honestly one of the higher spots we've seen him go. Good start from the 12 spot. Thank you. I'll be honest. At the 301, I wish we got like a very clear value. Like, holy shit, we got to take this player. But what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? There are, I believe. Damn, I think that we're actually. Yeah, we're right next to him. There's 3 of the guys in here. I always do this before we hop into these drafts. The names Martino, Pausma. So Team 2, Team 6, and Team 11 are all in the top 100 for career earnings on this website. Which, if you're in the top 100 for career earnings and you're looking at at least like $80,000 from fantasy football total, and that's me being very, very that's me being very conservative is really what I'm trying to say. There goes your Pacheco pick. That's the only reason I was hesitant with Pacheco is because we're gonna have a team this summer where I'm gonna be in this area of the draft, and maybe I have this kind of start where I go Lamb and a receiver, and then Pacheco falls, and at that spot I would take Pacheco. How do you feel about HN this year? You must be new around here, brother. You must be new around here. No, I'm just joking. I'm all over him, man. Like every video, I struggle not to mention Devon HN. I struggle not to pick him in my mock drafts. I struggle not to pick him in these drafts. If he made it to 301, I would have sprinted and taken him there. But yeah, I'm very much into Devon HN this year. What is the drafting format? This is going to be 3rd round reversal. 12 teams, full PPR. It is waivers. There's no trades in this league. Trying to think of what else to kind of break this down with. I think 6-point passing touchdowns. I think that kind of covers it all. Man, after my draft with Liam and Jacob, people seem to be very low on Stephon Diggs. I mean, I have Diggs in the same tier as like your DJ Moore, Devontae Smith, but people seem to have him in like a next tier with like T. Higgins, Rashee Rice, Tank Dell. Curious where you guys are at on that. There goes Allen and Laporta, huh? Alrighty. You think there's a difference between Breece Hall and Bijan Robinson? I prefer Breece, but they're in the same tier for me. Neighbors been going way too early. I'm warming up to it. I can't do second round Neighbors, but if he got to 301, I would have thought about it long and hard. No, I agree, man. It is very weird. That Ayuk's ADP has like fallen. It seems like he's probably going to get an extension here very soon. I don't know why it's still down. I still prefer Debo straight up, but I have them like damn near back to back in the rankings. When is JF2K going? What does that mean? Am I an idiot for not knowing what the hell that means? Any value in a Taylor Richardson pairing? In redraft, not really. And there goes Rashee Rice over Diggs. All right, maybe I'm the one who's an idiot. And there goes Stephon Diggs. See, I think it's that close. I suppose the tiebreaker, when we talk about that Jacob draft, is that we already had Nico, and then also the playoff format of. Also in terms of the format for this draft, the format of these leagues is you have weeks 1 through 14. And then the top 2 teams, it's actually kind of complicated. If you are the lead scorer and best win-loss record, you automatically win. If not, the top 2 teams go into a playoff from weeks 15 through 17. I believe like 1 to 2 teams qualify for the tournament sprint from weeks 15 through 17. And it's kind of simultaneous between your main league and if you made it to the big dance of the championship, where you can get some like really big top prizes up top. Is it tough to get into these drafts this time of year? No, they fill nonstop, almost to the point where I couldn't get into the 8 p.m. one if I wanted to. You have to reach the turn. I feel like there's no value. 100%. 725 people in here. Ron only stream. My man is goated. I do appreciate it, fellas. Leave a like. You guys are the best. Subscribe. All of that good stuff. We do these drafts all the time. I honestly, I do them for your entertainment, but I enjoy these drafts as well. Like, they are honestly super fun. Is there any concern about the holdout wide receivers? Slightly, but not just yet. Not just yet. Pittman round 3 is disgusting. I do agree. All right, there goes Jalen Hurts. How close do I watch bye weeks? Pretty much not at all. I just kind of figure I'm going to be fine. You're double the field H-N. It doesn't feel like enough. I'm in the same boat. I'd really like to have him at like 20% on underdog. I'm at like 15, 16% right now. Should have done H-N over Taylor. I have Taylor over H-N in my rankings, to be honest. I already have so much H-N. There's just no need. All right, there goes Flowers. All right, wide receivers are coming off the board here, fellas. We are in a rough spot. We are in a rough spot at this turn. I'll just be straight up with everybody. I will just be straight up. This is a wide receiver hungry room. This could get ugly, is all I can really say here. I have a couple of guys I'm looking at, but I don't feel good about them. There goes Lamar. So the elite quarterbacks are gone. Damn, I wanted Amari, man. Man, that Cooper pick sucks. All right, one of these picks is James Cook. The other is either Trey McBride or it's George Pickens. One of these is certainly James Cook. I'm tempted to go George Pickens. I don't have a George Pickens team yet. These guys probably hate me. I take so much time on the clock All right, so we got James Cook. First James Cook team, which is fun. Then it comes down to McBride. I think we're probably going to go McBride. I was debating Pickens, but Pickens just doesn't feel good anymore. Yeah, I'm gonna go McBride. We'll go McBride. I'm not gonna pout about that turn. That sucks. I really my personal goal was Cook Cooper. That would have been my perfect turn there, but I'll take it. That's fine. Opens us up to Kyler as well if we want him later on. Wow, that's an early Stroud. Actually, yeah, that's an early Stroud. That's fine. We're getting. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. This is I mean, we do so many of these because you can sometimes get really soft rooms. This is not one of those. We are very much in a room that knows what they're doing, and I think honestly pivoting away from what we usually like to do, and taking just 2 receivers through the first 5 rounds. We'll see if we can make up ground later on, but here we are. Damn, we got 946 in here. Jeez, dude. I do appreciate it. Love the high stakes drafts. Thanks for the draft, Ron. Hell yeah. Of course. Now we see tight ends going off the board. I will say, I am stoked to get a James Cook team. We've been talking him up all summer. He's never gotten to a price that I felt comfortable with, but in this room, if you're going to give me him at 412, I'll take him for sure. Wow, so tight ends are flying. Okay, so I feel really good about taking McBride there. Tight ends are flying off the board. Especially in a format like this where usually the tight ends don't stick around or they stick around for a while actually on the NFC. You can get Pitts goes in the middle of the 6th. Kittle goes in the middle of the 7th. Pitts going right there in the middle of the 5th means that Kittle's not making it back. And now, you can definitely make the case that I started the tight end run, but I wouldn't want it any other way, I don't think. There goes Rachaad White. Honestly, that's a fine price for Rachaad White as well. And we'll see what comes back here. People are good about people wanted McBride, all right. Pickens and McLaurin I would have done just because they got offenses to themselves. I don't love that line of thinking. I would just rather the good offenses, I feel like every player we've drafted so far is not on a yucky offense, which is nice. Why is he picking so different from videos? I don't think I am. I mean, this is just how the board has fallen. I'm not going to force receiver when all the receivers have gone, You look pressured? I'm a little bit pressured. I'm slightly pressured. I mean, we got a large audience in here, and this room is not soft, so the pressure's on is really all that can be said. But no pressure. Thoughts on Bilal Powell at the 101 in Dynasty? What's up, Bilal? I appreciate the super chat. Thank you for not making me think too hard about that. Kincaid over Andrews, but already had Lamar. Yeah, that's actually a really good. That's a good shout. People, you'd be surprised in these leagues, even though wide receivers are flying off the board. People do not care about stacks nearly as much as you'd think they would. Also, if you're like, where's Anthony Richardson? Why hasn't he gone yet? It's 6-point passing touchdown, so he gets a little bit of a knock there. Funny enough, Pickens is still on the board. Shout out to team number 2, just going 5 straight receivers. He's one of the top 100 career earners as well in this draft. What do you think of keeper leagues? I've touched on this before, and I hate to yuck another man's yum. I truly do. I hate to yuck another man's yum. I'm just personally in the spot where I have enough dynasty teams that if I want any carryover from year to year, I'd rather just play dynasty. Keeper can get really, really scummy really, really fast, where people start dumping keepers and, people, it pretty much just becomes an arms race at the trade deadline of who can make the scummier trade to offload a potential keeper to get a win now player, and there's no future draft capital repercussions to kind of offset that. So that's where I'm at. Wow, 6th round Kenneth Walker in this draft. This is a wide receiver heavy draft. Maybe knowing what I know now, I would have gone with a receiver instead of Taylor, but who would it have been? I guess Marv? I don't know. I don't feel great about any of the receivers after Puka, taking them as high as 201. I don't know. We'll see if we can make up ground here. It's gonna be an uphill battle. They are rattling off the receivers in this room. Wow, what a start for Team 2, man. That's a really clean start. Get Kenneth Walker in the 6th round after pounding 5 straight receivers. I'll tip my cap to that, man. I will tip my cap. Arby's are going late here, yeah. Godwin over Pickens is kind of wild to me, yeah, but I don't know. Yeah, this is like you know, a modified double hero RB where we take our 2 running backs not in the top 3 rounds but in the top 4, and a running back that's in the dead zone, but a guy that I believe isn't a dead zone running back in James Cook. Why don't you like Taylor over Gibbs? I mean, I took him over Gibbs. Don't screw up. We'll see. Let's get in a little too bright. No. Pressure. What pressure? What pressure? How many managed leagues do you end up with when the season starts? I try this year. I mean, last year we had too many. It was too many on a weekly basis. This year I'm aiming for about 15 to 16. We are on a good pace to get there right now. We're about just shy of halfway. There goes Zamir White. Deontay's off the board. Kenneth Walker's off the board. All right. Taking what the board offers for value? Yeah, exactly. I'm not forcing anything. We're trying our best. This is a managed league. 5 receivers and a 3 wide receiver, 1 flex. You could definitely get away with that if he goes away from receiver the rest of the draft. There goes Jaden Reed. How many rounds is this? It's going to be 20 rounds, baby. 1K solo stream? Yeah, hell yeah, dude. 1,071, dude. Holy shit, man. Leave a like. You guys are the best. Like I say this all the time, but this time of the year is just so crazy. You guys have been killing the streams. You make it impossible for me not to run these up because you guys blow them up every time. Goes Keenan Allen. I think I'm going to be in a tough spot again, fellas. I really do. Here goes Montgomery. There goes Christian Watson, huh? So one of these picks is for sure Xavier Worthy. Then it's either like JSN or Roma Dunze. We've already taken so much Roma Dunze, but I think we just have to take him again. I do. I think that we're just going to double up on the rookie receivers here. I know that now this is where it's like you keep building the same team. You just said you didn't want to do that. It happens. We're in a spot with receivers where I think that we just have to. I think it has to be worthy. I think it has to be worthy Adunze. Yeah. Yeah, it just has to be. Just has to be. That's fine. I know people were calling for quarterback there. Richardson's still on the board. Adunze now opens us up to Caleb. It's a 6-point passing touchdown league as well, and we have Stafford, Purdy, Kyler, Caleb, all his options. We'll see what we get on the turn. I was debating JSN hard because we are going to be in a spot here in a 3 wide receiver 1 flex where we're going to have to get somebody in our flex spot early. And we're going to be relying on a rookie receiver as early as week 1. So we'll see what comes back around. But in a league where we have to start 3 wide receivers every week, I couldn't, like, that had to be 2 receivers, I think. And I took my 2 highest guys. Do you go Reed over Odunze? I would have there. I was actually hoping Reed made it back. I'll be honest, if Christian Watson made it back, I would have debated him very strongly over Odunze. Just because, again, like, I would feel much better about starting Watson over either rookie in week 1. Same with Jaden Reed. JSN, not really for me. I mean, you can start him for sure, but he's not, like, clearly a smash over either. I have JSN in, like, the next tier. People are saying Sutton there? Hell no, man. Hell no on Sutton, man. I love y'all, but no chance. I am curious. Kittle made it back to us. Would you have rather have had McBride and Odunze or Pickens Kittle? That's the 2v2. Knowing what I know now, maybe Pickens Kittle. Right? You'd feel better about starting Pickens. But I don't know. I already have a bunch of Kittle teams in this format, so I don't hate the idea of doing something different. Is that Javonte? Man, I'm never gonna get an 8th round Javonte share, huh? Mine splitting your love for Diggs over Dell. I just don't think Diggs is that washed yet, but I love, like, I'm drafting all 3, just not on the same team together. I'm drafting max 2 of them on the same team. But for now, like, I do think year 1 of I think it's kind of the honeymoon phase for Diggs. They went out and they traded for him. He's going to be out there in 2 wide receiver sets, most likely, is what we've seen from the preseason. I just think that he projects better than Tank this year. But you could certainly talk me into the idea of Tank having higher upside. But I'm still drafting a ton. Like, I'm drafting more Tank than I am Diggs. I think I have, like, double the amount of Tank than Diggs. Tank goes, like, a round and a half later. It's much easier to get, you know? Got yourself back in it? Hell yeah, dude. How does the winner of this league work? It's the, if you have the highest points scored and the best win-loss record, you automatically win through 14 weeks. If it's split, right, if one team has the highest points, if another team has the highest win-loss, then you go into a playoff from weeks 15 through 17. While that's going on, 2 to 3 teams in each league qualify for the overall tournament, where there's like $250,000 to first place in that tournament. So there's no the playoffs isn't week by week. The playoffs are just a 3-week sprint, and your playoffs and your overall tournament are happening at the same time from weeks 15 through 17. So it's pretty sweet in that it protects from variance of, like, single week matchups. The best team, like, pretty much always wins in these leagues. And then also, it doesn't force the playoffs before the championship, because if you do that, right, playoffs before the tournament, then your playoffs are going to be like week 12, week 13, week 14, where players have bye week. So it's the best of both worlds. My opinion, in playing these tournaments and playing a lot of them over the last few years, I prefer that structure of having it set up in a way where you can play your playoffs and your overall tournament at the same time. God, this is a wide receiver hungry room, man. Like, I don't think I'm going to like any receiver that makes it back to us. Like, would we take Addison here at the 8-9 turn? We might be forced to, honestly. I'm not crazy about it. Dunze not doing shit on the Bears with Keenan Allen and DJ Moore. We'll see, man. We'll see. What are your predictions on Hubbard? I think he'll be all right towards the end of the year. Or beginning of the year, my bad. What has Odunze done in the league? Not really a crazy take. I feel like I talked about this in the breakout video yesterday, but in fantasy, like, you have to draft, like, you can't see it to believe it. You have to draft it before it happens. We see rookie wide receivers go crazy all the time. Like, you can say that about any rookie. You could have said that about Jefferson his rookie year, Jamar Chase, Odell Beckham. You know, what has he done in this league? And it's like, I don't know. Last year you could have been like, what has Eckler done in this league? And it's a lot of really good things. Then he sucks. So, I don't know. Last year's results are not this year's results. Is kind of the mindset that I play with. I think Liam had a good line in our stream the other day of, you know, we're not copy and pasting last year's results in 2024. You have to kind of project forward, take stands on players that could break out in a big way. I want pieces of the Bears offense. Odunze is a really, really good player. Keenan Allen is 32 and benefited a lot from a Kellen Moore scheme with a lot of motion out of the slot. I don't know that he'll have that same favorable type of usage this year. So I don't know. There's a lot going against him. It was Ferguson. Marquise Brown off the board. Team 2 running this so far. I think the lad pick might have been a force. I don't know. Damn, Keon Coleman was the last receiver that I'd really be comfortable taking. Huh. I don't know what I'm going to do, though. I do not know what I'm going to do now. This is going to be rough. Man, I would have really liked Keon Coleman to come back. I knew that it was very unlikely. So now in terms of receivers, we're looking at like Addison. We're looking at like Jamison Williams, if that's your flavor. Richardson still on the board at quarterback. There goes Dobbs. Brooks, that's a good pick. There goes Warren. So here goes the running backs here. Huh. Let's see. Adunes is the third wide receiver on the team. I mean, in the week 1 depth chart, yeah. Let's see. Let's see what we can do. Oh, Addison's already gone. I'm an idiot. Alrighty. Would you guys rather have Richardson or Kyler here? We have a tight end. There goes Dak. There goes Sutton, so we can't even take Sutton. It is 6-point passing touchdown in terms of Richardson versus Kyler. Dude, fuck Team 11, man. Holy shit, man. He is killing me. Alrighty. God, that is brutal stuff. I was going to take Jameson if he was there. Oh, we take Kyler. You could talk me into a running back, but they all suck. I'm taking Wicks, and I feel awful about it. That's truly the best I could have done. I was looking at running back. I don't know. Could have talked me in. You could have talked me into Brian Robinson or something just to throw in the flex. I don't know. I didn't feel great about it, though. Giving away money with his last 2 picks. I don't know. Who should they have been, man? Who should they have been? Like, let me know. Like, I think I'm getting bent over from the 12 spot, man. I don't know what else I could have done, you know? That had to be quarterback. We just took 901 Dontavion Wicks, but that's just what this room has been so far. I could have skipped quarterback, but like also I had nothing else really going for me. Could have talked me into Chase Brown, but it's like I don't know. And here goes the quarterback run, so I do like that we went quarterback, but I don't know. Hindsight should have skipped McBride for another receiver. Yeah, I think we just took too many detours from receiver early on. I don't know. We're going to see what we can do. We're going to see. Yeah, second round probably should have been a receiver. I don't know. I didn't expect it to be this receiver heavy, man. You said you actually really like this team. I'm glad. Said I feel bad for you in this draft. You've killed some others I've seen, though. Yeah, I mean, I'm trying my hardest here. I'm trying. We're going to keep hammering receivers. We'll see if we can hit some late. I'm not giving up just yet. I'm not giving up just yet. Why James Cook? I think James Cook was the most defendable pick we've had. I think the 201 JT pick you could have talked me out of. But again, I'm just not crazy about any of the receivers at 201. I already have Marv. I already have an Olave team. Trying to think through what we could have done differently here. I think we kind of just got murked. Especially, again, we have a lot of, like, these dudes are sharks in here. This dude at 11 has been killing me every time, man. Amari murked us. So we could have gotten Amari here. That would have been perfect. I would have liked Jamison Williams a lot more than Wicks. We will see what we can do. So Team 5 is insane. Brees, Achane, Moore, Higgins, Kirk, Reed, Thomas, Coleman. Yeah, it's a sick team. Sick team. God. .201 Waddle would have felt rough. I mean, knowing we know now, 201 Waddle would have been fine. Yeah, we got locked out of receiver at the 4-5 turn. We had a bunch of guys in here that are just completely fine hammering receivers, which I respect. But team 5 and team 2 are suffocating us right now. Yeah, the more that I think about it, the more I wish I just went Brian Robinson there. As just a guy I can throw in the flex. But then, man, we would be looking at such a thin receiver room. But maybe Wicks would have came back to us. There goes Moss. Got to meditate and live in the present. Y'all do too much hindsight like you knew in the moment. Yeah, I do wish we took Brian Robinson there. I do. Because I think we could have, like, it was kind of the similar give and take from what we did with Jacob and Liam, of just, like, draft this guy and just throw somebody in the flex. I already have, like, I think I might already have, like, 2 Brian Robinson teams, though. Like, I've drafted a good chunk of them. We'll see what we can do here. I'm gonna try and we're gonna try and land the plane here, fellas. Don't you worry. I've been in worse thunderstorms than the one we're in right now. Just know that. We're gonna turn this thing around. We're gonna throw a lot. We're gonna throw a lot of ammo at receiver. We're just gonna keep hacking, keep taking swings. We're gonna try our hardest, man. But yeah, you could have talked me into a running back there. Maybe Wicks would have made it back. All these running backs now off the board. Maybe it should have been Spears. It could have been B-Rob. It's a lesson I got to learn, though, of when you get into a spot like this where, you know, now you're relying on a rookie receiver in your flex spot, I think that you can definitely justify taking a detour, taking a running back that you can throw in the flex. Chop wood, carry water. Carry the boats. There goes Ford. God damn it. I was looking at Ford heavy as a guy to maybe be an early season stud for us. Huh. Goes Corum. We got a guy pounding the table for Josh Palmer. I'm not even going to say shit about who I'm looking at because Team 11 just keeps killing me. You don't need early season RB points. I do need early season flex points. That's really my only concern. But I suppose if I take enough shots at receiver, we will have a good feel after like week 1 or 2 of who I can actually start in the flex. And in a 3 wide receiver 1 flex, I'm going to get super behind that at receiver if I don't just like keep hammering them here. I might just double up on receiver here, see what we can do. He goes Dowdle. People are saying I need a running back. I'm not taking a running back here. As crazy as it sounds, this might be a Josh Palmer pick. I think this is going to be a Josh Palmer pick. Where the hell is Palmer? And Palmer's already gone, huh? All right, I'm an idiot. So we're going to go Jerry Jeudy. That's going to be one of our picks. And then I think we might just take Curtis Samuel, dude. Curtis Samuel was a guy that was getting drafted in like the 8th or 9th. He's hurt, I know. But we get a little bit of value. We're looking at running backs. None of these guys I'm inspired by. None of them are going to be in our flex early on. I mean, I'm not flexing Zeke. I'm going to go Curtis Samuel, man. Maybe the turf toe's not as bad as we think. I think there's a pretty big tier break after Curtis Samuel. I don't know. I think you guys are going to hate that. I think you guys are going to hate that. But that's where we're at. People wanted Gus Bus. I don't know, dude. This draft is Cook. I think you're right, man. Samuel, very nice donation. Curtis Samuel in the 11th round, man. It's an 11th round pick, man. It's not a donation. People are saying yuck. Chuba could be a flex. I guess. We're trying our hardest, man. We're fighting for our fucking life right now, man. We're fighting for our life. Yeah, Gus Bus was not going to save us. He's like a low ceiling running back. We got 5 dislikes on this right now. Fire up another one to run it back? No, I can't. What, dude, stop saying. What about Jermaine? I'm not taking Jermaine Burton in the 11th round. I'm an idiot for thinking that Josh Palmer was still there. Like I said, we're just going to look. We built this team in a way where our two... Now we're at 9 dislikes. You hate to see it, man. Shut it down, gang. Yeah, it's not my best work, fellas. It's truly not my best work. I wish I could hype this team up more. We got taken for a ride by this room. We tried to get cute and take Jonathan Taylor 201, and then we went away from receiver and didn't take Pickens when we really should have just taken our medicine with Pickens. Yeah. Just where we're at. You wouldn't even set your lineup in this? Just auto and call it. Pick 12 is doomed. Yeah, pick 12 is just a rough spot, man. I'm trying my hardest. Chat off for the next draft. Why not Gabe Davis? Look, Gabe Davis isn't saving this team, man. You guys are so funny where you're like, no, you should have drafted my guy. It's like, dude, Gabe Davis is like the 3rd target in his offense in Jacksonville. He's never really been, I mean, I guess he had like a Linsanity run with the Bills for a second, but like Gabe Davis just simply isn't saving this team. Like the wide receiver 40 in terms of like week 1 projections isn't going to do much. What happens when Cook or Taylor sprain a hamstring? If one of my top 4 picks go down, I'm screwed anyways, man. I'm going to be working the waiver wires. I'll have somebody that I can throw in the RB spot if one of them has an injury. Neither of them have a bye week until week 12. I'm confident in what I can do on the waivers in these. Might as well start a new one. You had a draft from the 12th pick. Brown, JT, Waddle, Henry, Higgins, McBride, Dell, Worthy. Yeah, I mean, that's sweet. Commissioner rerun from round 2. Which one would be my favorite? I don't know. I don't really particularly love any of them. Probably Team 5 is probably the best one that I'm looking at. It ain't the best, but it's a fine team. Look, we're trying. We're trying to make, we're trying to make wine out of water, water out of wine, whatever the saying is. I'm trying. There's Gus Edwards. Zeke is gone. Look, I'm going down swinging, whether they like it or not. I know everyone wants to write me off. I ain't right back. We're gonna try our hardest here. I'm truly trying everything in my power to turn this team around. We're gonna see what we can do. We're going to keep hammering receivers. I got some ideas. And we'll track this team. I'm literally going to name this team doomed from the start, and we're gonna see what we can do with it. This is going to be a true test of my in-season abilities, of my late round drafting, and I'm open to it. There's nothing I'd rather want. I'm built for this. Like, I don't know. I'm looking back, and it's like maybe instead of Wicks, it could have been Brian Robinson, or it could have been Tyjae Spears or Chase Brown, but it's like, all right, then I'm throwing that running back in the flex. And my wide receiver 3 is still one of, Worthy Odunze early season, or it's like Judy, Curtis Samuel. Doesn't feel good either. Wicks is at least another upside shot at trying to get a breakout wide receiver. $12 spot in a single QB league is gross. Yeah, I got screwed. Even the third round reversal, like we didn't even get a value here in the third round reversal. We got Debo. We couldn't even have gotten like a fun like Waddle to come back, or a Devontae or an Olave. We got just straight down the board. This room has murdered us, but it happens, man. Watch, this team is going to be one to squeak into the tourney, and honestly, that's what happens a lot of the times, man. You write these teams off, and then they end up doing well. Again, I'm going to go balls to the wall in terms of grinding waivers, trying my best, doing what I can do, and we'll see. We'll let the chips fall where they may. I will be personally trying my absolute hardest, and that's a guarantee. Now I'm trying to. I don't want to give up on things to the point where I'm not. I need to still be caught up with what's going on in the room here. Making good picks, trying our hardest. Fade the noise. I love it. Ray Kill, the man. Yeah, I think you're right. I think I should have really read, like, okay, a bunch of teams started 4 wide receivers out the gate. McBride should have been Pickens, because if McBride was Pickens, we could have drafted Worthy Odunze and then been done at wide receiver, or not done at receiver, but felt really good about our room. Can we get a few backsies? I would love it. This is my little brother saying if you were going to give away 350, I would have just taken it. It's a good exercise in why balanced rosters isn't the move. I think that's a fair thing to say. Sometimes you got to read your room. We didn't read it well. You got my little brother in here freaking chirping me. Everybody in here's chirping me. Look, man. I'm going down on my shield. Would have done Brian Thomas Jr. before Davis. As in, like, Gabe Davis. That was never even really an option. There goes Lawrence. Everyone chill. I'm trying, man. Fantasy's mostly luck anyways. Yeah, I love it. Backs you to the 201. Yeah. Just find the next Puka and Kyron. Yeah, that's what we're going to do here. Trying to sail in a brother in a bathtub. Lead the team until the Murray pick. Who should I have taken over Kyler Murray? And then what should I have done at quarterback after that? I'm very curious. There goes Darnell Mooney. Goes Michael Wilson. Schultz. Team 11 is such a... God damn it, dude. I was praying for Jalen Wright there. I'll just be honest with everybody. God, we are getting shoved in a locker right now. I'll just be straight up. Nothing but air at running back. I'm taking none of these. I have an idea. I think you guys are going to hate it. You guys are going to be like, why do you just keep pounding receivers? And it's because we're so far behind. But this is what we're going to do. We are going to go A.D. Mitchell, and then we are going to go Jalen Polk. And we are going to pray and pray that something happens there. That's all we got. If Jalen Wright was there, we would have taken him. But he is not. And Tyler Algier is not helping us. Antonio Gibson's not helping us. Bucky Irving ain't helping us, so. Woo! This is where we're at, man. This is why we play the game. I'm trying, fellas. Ron's going to flash us like Men in Black after this. Team 11's been playing me like a fiddle the entire draft. He takes Jalen right there. He knows I won't take Davis because I have James Cook. I can't do anything but tip my cap to Team 11. He's been stuffing me in a locker the entire time. One iffy teams and it turns into a roast sesh. Top 10 Ron Stewart drafts to fall asleep to. Chasing receivers hurt your running backs. I don't think that's the lesson. I wasn't chasing receivers, man. We only took 2 through the first 5 rounds. I had to chase receivers after that because of what I did early. And in a 3 wide receiver, 1 flex league, you can't just say fuck receiver. You have to start 3 of them minimum in a given week. We are right now. We are making up for our early mistakes. That's what happens. The Wicks pick had a bunch of good running backs available. Yeah, I should have taken a running back over Wicks. Because then I could have put that guy in the flex. This chat's been brutal since I've been here, yeah. That's where we're at, man. This is where we're at. Little brother hopping onto the slander is wicked. Yeah, I'm getting killed. I'm getting killed from all angles. The vibes are just down bad, man. The vibes are just down bad. We're down. Yeah, should have been Brian Robinson or Chase Brown over Wicks. But I really, in terms of these receivers here, I feel the best about Wicks actually contributing. I don't know. See what we can do. People are saying Bo Melton. Oh, yeah. I was loving it. He took London, looked like an idiot, and now he's been killing me ever since. I don't want Ray Davis as a handcuff. The handcuffs aren't helping me right now. Going to be a really good story when this team goes all the way. Here's the thing, man. I'm building it in a way that it will, like, if we hit on Taylor and we hit on our early picks, I'm building it in a way right now that it will go all the way. That's kind of what it comes down to here. I'm taking as many shots at wide receiver right now because we are very weak there. So I don't know. We'll see how this goes. Again, I wish, like, a part of me wish I could have that Wicks pick back and take one of those running backs just to put in flex early on in the season, but I don't know. It wasn't a slam dunk either. I wouldn't feel all that confident in Chase Brown or Tyjae Spears early on. I guess Brian Robinson would have been okay, but even then it's like pretty low floor flex option. Yeah, we just got to hope and pray that we can make these wide receivers work. And it's like, man, this feels like overkill at wide receiver, but at the same time, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. That's through the flex. +2. And my +2 are fucking Dontavion Wicks and Jerry Jeudy, man. We're going to have bye weeks for Puka, bye weeks for Debo. Somebody might get banged up. We're going to be waiting all season for these receivers to break out. So this is where we're at. This makes you want to go 0 RB. I wish we went 0 RB. We're brutal because we love you. Yeah, I don't take any offense because truly, and I could even step back here and say of all the teams we've drafted so far, this is by far this is brutal. This is a bad team. In terms of our standard. We usually draft good teams. But we just got locked out at receiver in a really shitty spot at the 112. If we weren't picking up the 112, like if we were anywhere else in this room, even with how they suffocated receivers, I think we still would have been all right. You know? It's tough. I think that's a big lesson. We should have learned it in the last draft. Is like maybe instead of Wicks, it could have been a running back just to get your flex locked in early, and then also after that, I need to get my head out of my ass. And when I see 3 teams go 4 straight receivers like this, it's time to say, well, we can't just take 2 receivers through the first 5 rounds. It's not going to work. So that's where we're at. One of these picks probably needed to be a receiver. Maybe JT, but I wouldn't have had any way of knowing, the rest of how this went, of how we needed to go with of JT there. So I don't know what happens. He said, Loki, if some running back names make it back, I think there's a way out. God, man, we almost got Jalen Wright to come back, dude. Team 11's been, like I said, he's been taking my lunch money. Stadium Pulse is going crazy. You have upside at receiver with elite onesies. Like I said, I'm building this team in a world where we hit on the onesies, we hit on the 2 running backs, and now all we care about is wide receiver 3 and flex. And I think when you get backed into a corner like this, that's how you have to think. But certainly, if we're talking about like every team has an 8.6% chance of winning, this right out the gate probably has more like a 5 to 6% chance. But it has the upside that if we hit on our picks early, we're going to be all right. We have some paths. I don't know what's worse, the Wix pick or Ron watching dubbed anime in the basement. Team 11 watches your videos. Honestly, I don't think so. He's just somebody, he's in the top 100 for career earnings on this website. So I wouldn't be surprised if he's just a sharp guy. Yeah, he gave me a head start with London and Barkley, then ran like Usain Bolt. You said 80 Polk turn saved the draft? We'll see. Bro's real deal struggling. I don't know. I'm not gonna sit here and be like this team is great, But now we have the flexibility to do whatever we want now. I don't feel super committed to taking receivers here. We can kind of just do whatever we want. We just need dart throws and to hit on them. That's kind of what it comes down to. I know that that's like a lot easier said than done. But that's where we're at right now. Goes Taysom Hill. I think now we can start taking... There goes Marshawn Lloyd. Yeah, take a peeks will be good for this team. So who would that be? We're talking Eagles. We are talking Packers. Oh, so dude, if Wicks pops off, we're looking decent. Xavier Worthy as well. We'll have two peaks there for week 1. Let's see what we can do here. So there goes Conklin. So one of these running backs is for sure going to be Kamani Vidal. Or one of these picks is going to be Kamani Vidal. And then the other pick, dude, I might just take Xavier Legette, man. I think it's for sure going to be Vidal. People want Tyrone Tracy. Huh. And then it's Xavier Leggett around 15. We're going to take him. Look, you might be like, geez, this is a lot of wide receivers. We're just in a spot where we have to throw everything at the wall, see what happens early in the season, and then we can just cut players if we need to for other running backs. You fuck with Leggett. Is Mason gone, though? No, he's not. Oh, that's a good shout, too. I'm not going to put my head. I'll just make myself smaller, I suppose. You said you would have preferred Tracy. I don't know. I mean, Tracy's like has the banged up thing, and then I would prefer Kamani Vidal to Tyrone Tracy straight up, personally. I think you can stop taking receiver now. We'll see what comes back. People are saying stop taking receivers. I just got to see what I can do, man. Like I said, if I gotta cut these guys, sure. But that's a first-round rookie wide receiver. We just got in the 15th round. A lot of these guys will get cut. I need at least 3 more receivers. No, I'm not going to do Keaton Mitchell. Exactly. And all the running backs we're getting right now are just as good as guys I could just pick up off waivers. We're going to draft, like, we're taking that rookie receiver. We'll see if he's good. We'll know if he's good, and then I can just cut him. We still have, what, 3 more? No, we still have 3 more picks to make. 2 to 3 of them can be running backs. Again, we've made our bed with the 2 running backs we took early just because of the opportunity cost of receiver there. We'll see. We'll know early, man. If A.D. Mitchell, Polk, or Leggett, if they suck, they'll get cut. We'll churn through waiver wire guys. I'll be very aggressive. You're going to hate this when I'm going to go 2 receivers. Yeah, that's pretty much what this draft has been. So you're throwing darts right now? Exactly. I'm literally throwing darts, man. I'm throwing darts. We've built this team. Like, if this is a very fragile team, but it's just kind of how the room has fallen to us. Again, if our two running backs suck, it's over. If tight end quarterback sucks, it's over. Just kind of building through that. Yeah, take wide receiver through the flex plus 9 or 10. Said if you hit on a starter on waivers, you're good. Yeah, we're gonna be aggressive on waivers with this team. Look, I'm telling you guys, I'm gonna try my best. More cowbell. What Saturday Night Live reference? Hell yeah. What is the best team in this draft room? I don't know. I think they all kind of fumbled a little bit here and there. I think Team 5 is probably the best. I'd say Team 5. I'd say Team 11 is damn good as well. Not crazy about Team 11, though. Team 2 is not bad, but just fully punting tight end doesn't feel great. I don't know. I think we all killed each other at receiver, man. But yeah, I think my gut would be team 2. Team 2 is good. I think team 3 is good as well. And team 5. Those are probably the 3 that I like the most. We're going to land the plane. We'll see. You guys are going to hate if I take another rookie receiver. You could talk me into Jalen McMillan here, but we'll probably go with a running back of sorts. The ones that get a peek: Ravens, Chiefs, Eagles, Packers. There's no standout teams. Yeah, exactly. Nothing looks that great. This is one of the more entertaining drafts. I'm glad you guys could laugh at my pain. Again, I'm at least glad. I got to be honest, fellas. It's like this team is not one of my best ones, but I don't think it's like I made some like catastrophic blunder early. I think I just simply didn't pick up on the fact of how wide receiver heavy this was going to be, right? Team 8, Team 7, and Team 2 all going wide receivers early like this. That's just something to note. In these rooms, we really got to be aware of that. We should be watching the draft board, but it's tough. You know, I'm clicking off names, I'm reading chats, I'm looking here. It's tough. Usually in these rooms, I'll get lucky at the 4-5 turn, and Amari Cooper would have fell to us, or a Tank Dell, or a T. Higgins. This is just a very wide receiver hungry room. Should have taken my medicine with Pickens. Even though Pickens ends up going 601 in this freaking room. So it's like, it's tough. It's tough. We got locked out. And it's like, I don't know, even if, like, Wicks could have been Brian Robinson. I guess that's like the only change I would have made. This draft has been brutal. Absolutely. See, these guys are in the top 100 earners on this site. Where do you stand? I'm not in the top 100. I can tell you that. I bet you he will, Chris. Takes Tank Bigsby. All right, we're going to take Jordan Mason. All right, we'll take Mason. Man, you could really talk me into Jalen McMillan. I don't know if Jalen McMillan's going to do anything for us, though. I'd be into it, but I think that it's probably too much. Damn it. Dude, I got to be honest. If Greg Dortch was there, I would have taken him. All right, and then we're going to take Shipley, I think. Actually, we're taking McMillan. You guys are going to hate this. Taking McMillan. To me, that's the last draftable receiver on the board. We'll take one last running back in round 18. One last rookie running back. Look, if a rookie wide receiver, if a rookie wide receiver is going to hit this year, he's going to be on our roster. That's what it comes. If there's a Puka out there, if there is a Justin Jefferson, if there is a, I mean, it could be Malik Neighbors or Marvin Harrison Jr., but we'll see what we can do, man. We will see what we can do. Again, not our best work. The room fell to us funny. Actually, we're taking McMillan. You guys are going to hate this draft in a nutshell. Yeah, exactly. And then I got a couple of ideas on this next pick. But yeah, the vibes are not high. I wish they were. I truly wish that the vibes were high. But man, 12 pick is brutal this year. Yeah, man, it's brutal. I would have preferred this, like as crazy as it sounds, fellas, I would have preferred this not third round reversal. Because then we would have gotten at the back end of the second and we could have just taken, Neighbors, Evans, Devontae, whoever we want there. And then we would have had this 3-4 turn and we would have been able to get, two of DJ Moore, Rashee Rice, Stephon Diggs, whatever. And we could have had 4 receivers through 5, or 3 receivers through 4 that I would have felt good about. But the third round reversal, I think actually, it's meant to help you. But the way this room went, I would have actually preferred it wasn't third round reversal. Because then we would have had 3 receivers through 4 that I felt good about. What's Team 9 doing with 3 straight defenses? We're gonna see what we can do, man. Mr. Chance on Justin Tucker. Yeah, I don't know. Again, maybe Wicks should have been Brian Robinson. We'll see how that goes. But I wasn't crazy about it. I think that's my one. If I could, it would be that or the McBride pick. But I don't know. Maybe Dontavion Wicks is a league winner this year, man. Maybe overcompensated a bit. Think we overcompensated. I don't know. Again, like we already had, like we're treating this as a double hero, so we already had our running backs. We already had tight end and quarterback. We were kind of free to rip wide receiver. The only reason we would have taken running back is to stick one in the flex, which I generally don't like. But we got shut out of receiver so bad that Brian Robinson in the flex would have been good for early season results. So I don't know. It's a slight tilt after. I don't know that there would have been, like, I don't regret anything. Anything after Wicks I don't really regret. Like, I think Judy Samuel was fine at the turn. Samuel was like a 9th round pick before the turf toe, and it's not like he's out for the season or anything. I'm trying to build a decent wide receiver room here. Because he takes Dowdle from me. I wasn't going to take Zeke or Gus Edwards. I know you guys are calling for it, but I wasn't going to do that. Then A.D. Mitchell-Polk. I would have taken Jalen Wright if he made it there. He did not. So we take Vidal, Leggett, Mason, McMillan. I do get that you said Dontavion's skill is crazy good, but there's so much competition. But it's like, I don't know, like Christian Watson could get hurt. Like he's an injury away from being an every week starter. Said Ron already sounds like he has PTSD over this one. It just sucks because you only have so many bullets in the chamber, right? Where I'm not going to do 20 plus again this year. So every draft that I do, I would like it to be good and one that I feel great about. This one is not. This is the first draft we've done this season where I'm like, God, I hate this team. But we're going to name it as such. We're going to try our absolute hardest in season to manage it well. And we'll kind of see where it goes from there. It does suck because we usually do these and we come away like loving our team, but it just wasn't in the cards today. We're going to go back to the drawing board. We're going to do underdog drafts tomorrow. Get back in the lab. Seeing as you're not in the top 100, I got to ask, are you net positive? I'm not only net positive on this site, I just haven't been playing. Like a lot of these guys that are in the top 100 have been playing forever. In this exact contest, I mention this every stream and I hate pumping my own tires, but I have finished 5th overall in this contest and I won $10,000 in 2022. So I've done my fair share of winning on this site, but $10,000 isn't going to get you into the career earnings, you know? But yeah, we've done really well on this site. Trying to get another top 10 finish again on here. I don't know that this is going to be the team to do it. Damn it, man. It's gonna be so funny, dude. If like imagine this team wins it all. It's actually crazy too, because on this site, it actually lets you it lets you order your preference of picks, and I had 12 last. I just happened to be the last priority, and nobody else wanted the 12 pick, so I was given the 12 pick. I don't know how you guys are gonna feel about this pick. It's gonna come down to this player we're talking. It's gonna come down to this player or Carson Steele for me. Um, I think we're gonna go. I don't know how you guys are gonna like this, but we're gonna get a free look out of him. He's potentially ahead of Marshawn Lloyd. We're gonna go AJ Dillon. I know that's not super pretty. I know Carson Steele is all the hotness. What if AJ Dillon scores a touchdown in week 1 and I can throw him in the flex? What about that? Would that be so crazy? People want Carson Steele, huh? We're going to go AJ Dillon. I know people want Carson Steele. Maybe Carson Steele scores a touchdown, but then we're gonna go Eagles kicker. I know that like they have the tush push and it's not that great, but we'll get a sneak peek. We need to be on our P's and Q's for week 1. This is not a team that's going to be good early season. So that's where we're at. People hate AJ Dillon. We were drafting him in the 9th round last year, man. Marshawn Lloyd's been hurt all camp. People are saying he's a dude. It's and I can see him play on Thursday and then drop him afterwards if I'd like to. Like it's truly not that crazy. They still like him, man. They still like him, AJ Dillon, on the Packers. So yeah, not my favorite team, but and I know it's like, oh my god, you took so many receivers, but we're weak at receiver, and then also I can cut 3 of these receivers and make them running backs after week 1. So, all right. I got to be honest, I'm just going to pick some random receiver at the end of this. I'm not even going to sit here and wait this one out. I got to wipe the sour taste out of my mouth. We'll do one of these soon to get our get back. We'll get redemption. Again, I think that the biggest takeaways here, the 12 spot sucks. We need to when this 4-5 turn comes around, I need to be on top of my game enough to say, hey, Team 2, Team 7, and Team 8 have all taken 4 receivers so far. This is going to be a really tough room. Even if George Pickens or whatever receiver is there isn't at the top of your board, you have to just take your medicine and take him. You cannot take 2 receivers through 5 rounds in this room. And then maybe Brian Robinson over Dontavion Wicks, but even still, I don't know. That one I'm not super sold on yet, but you could talk me into it just for early season flex points. But what are you going to do? This team is built in a way that if we crush our early round picks, and Worthy and Odunze can be some guys down the stretch, then everything else is gravy and we're good to go. But that's what you can say about any team, right? We need these first 7 picks to hit more than anything else. So we'll see what happens. I do love you guys for watching. This was a really rough one. I know, not my best work. I'll put my hand up and say it right away, but we've done a ton of these drafts. We've drafted good teams before. We've finished well in this contest before. This draft does not define me, but you're also only as good as your last at bat. So we're coming for redemption tomorrow. Come out here for the stream tomorrow. I don't know when we'll be, but we'll have a video out tomorrow. We'll have a stream tomorrow night. As always, I appreciate you guys. Subscribe, leave a like, and I will see y'all in the next one.